Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Top 10 Tuesdays. D Bougie 86 here again. And as you can see that this video is actually being posted on Wednesday. What happened was I ended up running into something that I had to do yesterday. So I didn't have time to make a video for you guys. So I'm doing it a little later than I usually would, but I still wanted to do one for you guys this week. This week I'm going to be doing my top 10 favorite throwback horror films. What that implies is like newer type films that have a very like sense of like the old, like that take like retrospective of the films from the 70s and 80s that I really dug and stuff. And I love how they incorporated those themes into these films. And let's just get into it. At number 10, we have Almost Human, which is an IFC Midnight title. And yeah, this one's very inspired by like the works of like John Carpenter. I love how this film's titles are. It's very Carpenter-esque with like the black backdrop with like the white text, just like The Thing and a lot of like other Carpenter films like Prince of Darkness and They Live. Really retrospective of like that type of opening and credits of his films. Really cool, like alien type film. I have to say, this one has some really cool effects and stuff. Really interesting film that really dwells into like the 80s, like creature features and shit, like The Thing and stuff like that. Really cool film, Almost Human. At number 10. Number 9, we have a film that I actually reviewed on Body Bags a couple of weeks ago. And I just fell in love with this one when just the first time I ever watched it. And that is Hell's Ground, which is a Pakistani splatter film, which is actually co-written by the guy who runs Mondo Macabro, Pete Toombs. And it has a lot of like references to like the films of the 70s and 80s, and definitely the 70s has a really 70s feel, like with like homages to like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Dawn of the Dead, and a vast like Friday the 13th. It also references in some scenes. Really throwback in its style and way of film, and I really like how they interpreted it, and it does work for the type of film it is. So yeah, Hell's Ground at number 9. Number 8, we have a film from last year, which I actually really fucking dug, and that was Lost After Dark, which is very throwback, like 80s slasher style stuff. It has like the way this film was put together, like it was supposed to be like a lost film from the 80s, and it has like that grain stuff, and I really did fucking dig this film. It actually has some cool twists to like the genre of slashers that I really dug, and a setup to one character that doesn't actually happen and stuff, and it's really fucking cool. And it has an awesome performance by Robert Patrick, which he's badass in this film as like the principal of the school. So yeah, Lost After Dark at number 8. Number 7, we have a film that this is like an indie film. Really cool stuff. I really did enjoy this. And that is The Super. Really grindhouse style film with like about this guy. It's kind of like a character study in a way. Comes with this weird fucking bizarre ending, I might add, this film. I really like how this film sets up and its credits. It's very 70s like grindhouse style of filming with the credits and stuff. Really cool stuff. Another interesting fact about this film, it has like an appearance by the rapper Necro in it, who I'm actually a big fan of. Necro. His role in this is actually kind of weird, and it's kind of weird to see him in this type of role. But you'll see if you actually did see this film, you know what I'm talking about. The Super at number 7. Number 6, we have a creature feature, which I really fucking dug, and that's the Millennium Bug. This is really throwback to like the creature features of early days, and it also has like this 70s vibe to it. Also with like the backwoods hillbilly type films like The Hills Have Eyes and like the Texas Chainsaw with like this hillbilly cult, and it turns into like this full blown creature feature, which I really like. I like the creature features or like types of films that don't start out as creature features, or like any certain type of film like that turns into like a slasher, but then it turns into like a zombie film. You know, I'm really a big fan of those. And the cool thing about this film is that it's all practical effects. The creature looks fucking amazing when you see it on the screen. It's huge, and it's really cool. I'll show you the back. That's how big this sucker is. Really cool fucking film. Really like how it was paid homage to like so many other films. And it has a really great creature feature. Very underrated in my opinion, the Millennium Bug. That's at number 6, I believe. 6. Yep, number 6. Number 5, we have another slasher, and that is The Sleeper. This is another very indie film. Who released this? What's the name of the company? Gamma Knife Films. I just love how this film was shot. It's very Grindhouse-esque. It has like the way I would describe it is the cinematography to kind of like Maniac in a way. And it's like the synth score done by who did the score to this one? A guy named Gremlin did the score to this film. Really fucking cool film. If you're a big fan of like the 80s slasher genre, this is definitely a film you have to check out. And it actually has a really, really fucking cool cameo in it too by what's his name? Joe Bob Briggs. Really fucking cool film. That's at number 5. Number 4, we get into some of my favorite stuff, and that's like love letters to like Italian cinema. And this def is one. It's Horsehead from last year also. Really fucking awesome film. Really like a mind fucked. This film has one of the best atmospheres of a film I've seen in a while of last year. And it's just dwells on me like the way this film progresses into like this nightmarish world. And this film is like a love letter to like Italian cinema, especially the works of Lucio Fulci in a way, because it does like have like tenets of like this nightmarish hell like the Gates of Hell trilogy had. And of course it's all said and done when they actually cast Katerina McCall in one of the roles in this film, who she does a terrific job because she plays like a bitch in this film, and it's fucking awesome. So yeah, that's Horsehead at number 4. Number 3, we have We Are Still Here, which is one of my favorite films of last year. It really is like another love letter to Fulci and like early 70s films. The cool thing about this film, if you didn't notice, like a lot of like the sub characters in it are actually named after characters from House on by the Cemetery, which was a really cool, neat trick that Ted Georgia and the director did for being a fan of Fulci. And another thing that actually has a character named after Joe the Plumber from The Beyond, Joe the Electrician, hint hint. And a very interesting, sort of like Beyond like scene inside like this basement of this house. Really slow build up, and it has like the 70s like slow burn feel to it. And I really love the fucking end of this film. The ending is fucking awesome. It has some great effects done by Autopsy FX, which is run by Marcus Cook. And it just has like one of the greatest fucking atmospheric musical scores, and really great setting in like this snowy terrain of like New England, which of course I'm from, so that hits home real well. So that's at number 3, We Are Still Here. Number 2 is a film, when I first watched it, I didn't really actually care for it as much. Upon rewatch, I fell more in love with this film. And that, of course, is It Follows. Now, I know this has appeared on tons of overrated lists and all that. And I'll be honest, like I said, the first time I watched this film, I wasn't really feeling it. It took like multiple rewatches of this film to really fall in love with it, and I had to be in the right mood, to be honest. And I really do love this film now. And it does have like this great throwback to like the 70s and 80s also. It's kind of like a 70s type story in a way, because a lot of like films from the 70s have like subject matter like this, or like this demonic like thing, like we don't really know what it is, attacking people, and they use it, and it has like this great 80s feel, like synth score to add to it. And I really fucking fell in love with this film after a few rewatches, and it's one of those films that I think over time it will fucking, people will love it. It also has a lot of great colors and imagery that goes with this film. Really great film. Really, really surprised the shit out of me after a film like this would get better with each rewatch value. So it follows at number 2. And number 1, of course, is The Editor, which is a throwback to like the giallos of the 70s and stuff. Really great film by Astron 6, who took a lot of great stuff with like these like poster arts that were in the film for like certain giallo films, and a lot of like cool references to like Italian horror films like The Beyond, and of course the Mario Bava films, and of course Dario Argento with its colors. I really did fall in love with this film the first time I saw it. It's still my favorite film of last year, and that's why it's a throwback to like those time periods, and it's just a fucking awesome trip. So The Editor, of course, is at number 1 for this list. So that is my top 10, guys. There's a few honorable mentions I want to put out of other films that I dig, like of course Hobo with a Shotgun, which is a great like throwback to the Grindhouse Experience also, which had not really a horror film, but it has loads of gore. Same with Turbo Kid, another film that really has like this 80s feel, and it takes fucking throwback to like the films Rad and BMX Bandits well, with like its BMX standpoint of that film. And really great performances by like Michael Ironside in that film, of course, from the 80s also, which stoking me to check that film out more. Another ones that I really dug were like one that actually missed this list was fuck, I can't think of the name of it right now. The Demon's Rook, another one I really did enjoy. Really love that film also. Really great like throwback feel to like the Italian era also. There's just a bunch of them, like all the other like slasher films that pay homage, like what's one that I really dug? Another film that really hit home and missed this list was Invalid, which was a Dustin Mills film from last year also, which was a really well made film, and it was like right at the core, like at number 11 or 12 I think in my list. I cut it last minute one time. Really did love that film. It has like this like Patrick like feel to it, with like this great like Italian sense of like colors, and really cool film. Yeah, there's just a bunch of like throwback horror films that I really enjoyed. House of the Devil, the Ty West film. I actually like all Ty West's films for certain reasons, but that one has like a really cool throwback feel. Kind of grew on me the first time. I actually need a copy of that to revisit it. It's been a while since I watched that film. And this is a bunch of them. And yeah, throwback horror is always good because it's films that pay respect to like the ones that came before them, and shows that these people are fans of horror films, and they made horror films for people just like them. So that's my list, guys. So I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, I'll see you next video. Peace out.